Good morning. Good morning and welcome to our yoga practice. We are settling in on our mat, creating our space, and preparing for our practice. We still probably have like 3 minutes or so before we get going, so a nice amount of time to come onto the mat and to make the space your own, preparing for your practice. If you like to incorporate anything into your practice, like a strap or a bolster or a blanket, grab that now, have it within arm's reach, like a glass of water nearby. And as we come onto the mat and you make your space, you can use this time to sit quietly, to begin to center the mind, or you can invite in little movement, maybe a combo of the two. We are going to begin on our backs today. So still probably another minute and a half or so. We're just coming onto the mat, preparing for our practice in a way that speaks to us. We're just making our way to the mat. We're getting closer to time, being settled in, making sure we have what we need nearby. And we'll begin to make our way down onto back body. Gently settle the head and the shoulders. Pardon me. My apologies. So as we settle down, maybe I will grab a water and then be right back. And I'll meet you down on the mat. There we go. Now we can speak. My apologies. All right, so we're settling the head, the shoulders, the spine. Let the low back melt into the mat. You can have the legs long. You could have the feet on the mat with legs bent, maybe the knees resting on one another, really whatever is speaking to you as we close the eyes or soften the gaze a bit. Let the body relax. Tune in. Notice how you're feeling. The arms are resting at your side or on the belly. Deepen the breath. Nice inhales and exhales through the nose. Use the exhales to help you soften a bit more into the mat. Let go of some of that surface level tension. Maybe that's being held in your neck or in the hands or in the feet. Steady breath. And as we cultivate this awareness of the presence, of that connection between breath and body, you'd like to set an intention to carry with you through your practice and then out into the world, I welcome you to do so. It can be one word, something you're focusing on, patience, harmony. Maybe it's a whole phrase, I am strong, I am patient, whatever is speaking to you today. We'll take 2 more breaths here, centering in. Flutter the eyes open if you like. The legs are extended. Bring the feet to the mat, setting them about hip width distance apart. We'll leave the left foot planted as we draw the right knee in. Try not to lift the head and shoulders here. Maybe create little circles with the ankle to loosen that joint. We'll find stillness with the ankle. We give that knee a little squeeze. We'll send that leg up, the sole of the foot pressing toward the sky. And then point the toes. Little point and flex. You could wiggle the toes. Just loosen that ankle a bit more. Invite some movement to the foot. And then we'll invite some movement to the knee as we just lower and lift. The foot's not connecting to the mat as we lower it. And you don't have to extend the leg straight up. You could have the right hand on right thigh as a nice little external support. That's optional. And then on your next journey down, we'll settle the foot on the mat and then draw the left knee in. Keep the spine long. And you don't have to draw it in super tight. Find that nice balance between effort and ease. We'll draw little circles with the ankle going both directions, just mixing it up as you feel. Remember the breath. Find stillness with the foot. Give that knee a little squeeze. Send the foot up. The heel presses up. The toes gently draw toward the body. And keep a little micro bend at the knee. And then we'll point the toes. Feel that nice stretch through the top of the foot into the shin. And point and flex and wiggle. Move the toes a bit. Embrace any creaks or cracks as they come this morning. And then we'll find stillness and invite that little movement for the knees. So lower the foot and lift it up, not connecting with the ground. And again, you don't have to straighten all the way up. Find your range of motion and work within it. Mindful of how the knee is feeling, the strength of the leg to make the movement. On your next journey down, we'll settle the left foot and draw both knees into the chest. Hold on to right knee with right hand, left knee with left hand, and draw little circles with the knees, taking them out and away from one another and gently back together. A little movement through the hips. This might feel nice on the low back against the mat. Slow it down and then reverse direction. And start these circles small and gently grow them larger if you like. Be mindful of how the hips are feeling. Keep the spine long on the mat. We'll slow it down as we come back to center. Give the knees a little squeeze, send both heels toward the sky. Scan from hip to heel. With control, we'll lower both legs down to the mat. When the legs are long, we'll inhale the arms overhead. Nice big stretch. Leave the arms overhead as you engage the core. Big inhale, and on an exhale, use that core to bring you up to a nice seated posture. We'll put the feet about hip width distance apart. Reach the arms tall overhead. Spine is long. Lead with the heart as we hinge forward. Maybe you grab feet, the ankles, the shins, the mat. If a strap is in your practice, this can be a nice posture to incorporate it into, wrapping it around the feet and holding on to that strap, maybe helping bring you a little closer. Want to avoid too much rounding in the spine, so that nice long spine, fold forward. We're trying to avoid this. So sit tall, lean forward. You can keep a little micro bend at the knees, and we're just warming up the body. We'll inhale up, slide the left foot in. Let that knee fall open as you bring the sole of the left foot to the extended right leg. We'll sit up tall, angle the body slightly over that extended leg, and then melt down. The gaze comes to the extended leg. Hands can rest on the mat beside that leg. You could hold on again to foot, shin, ankle. Scan from hip to heel. Use the exhale to help you find a little ease. Soften into the shape a bit more. On an inhale, we'll draw up. Help the left knee up. We'll sit tall as we wrap the bent knee with the right arm. Bring the left hand around behind us. A little twist. We'll take one breath here. And then unwind. Little counter stretch to the opposite side. Back to center. Extend the left leg long. We'll draw the right leg in. Let it fall open. Sole of the right foot connects to the extended left leg. We'll angle ourselves and melt down. Notice that connection all the way through the back of the extended leg, up through the hip and into back body. Feel like I'm not squared up as best I could. There we are. Let the head melt a little closer. The shoulders relax. On an inhale, we'll lift up. Help the right knee up. Plant that foot. Sit tall. Right hand behind. Left hand wrap. Try not to force yourself into this twist. We're only here for a breath. We'll unwind, little counter stretch to the opposite side. We'll draw the left foot in. So both knees are bent, feet are connected to the mat. We'll bring peace fingers behind the knees or under the knees. As we sit tall, gently lean back to about a 45. You can come up onto the toes and then gently lift the legs as we come to our boat pose. So you can tap the toes down anytime you need. You could extend the legs up to play with that. You could extend the arms to move them about. Keep that spine long. Core is strong here. The back body is strong. You find your boat. Keep that heart lifted. Take one more breath here. And then on an exhale, lower the feet down. We'll place the hands behind the body and take a little windshield wiper with the legs. A little loosening for the hips, the low back. And then we'll gently tuck the feet in as we rotate over and find a nice tabletop. Set the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees as best you can. Long spine to begin. We'll lower the belly, lift the gaze on an inhale. Exhale as you round, arch the back. And continue these cat-cows, following your breath for a few rounds. You can invite in other gentle movement that feels good here. A little ribs side to side, a little rock back and forth. Just as you move, connect the breath. We'll take one more full round before meeting back at our neutral spine. Holding this tabletop, we'll step the right toes back. Ball of the foot is in the mat. We're pressing through the heel. Big stretch for the back of the foot. And then we'll gently lift that foot up. Keep the toes pointed to the earth. The heel presses away. Core is strong, and you can stay right here. If you'd like to challenge your balance a bit, we'll lift the left arm. Maybe that bicep comes near the ears. The fingers reach forward. Notice if you start to collapse into the shoulder. If you do, keep yourself lifted. And then gently lower it down. Back to our neutral. We'll step the left toes back. A little stretch through the calf as you press back. And then reset and fly the foot. Got a strong foundation. Body is facing the mat, hips are square. We'll draw the opposite arm up. Left foot pushes back, right arm lifts. Gaze is at the mat. Nice strong posture. And then we'll lower hand and knee. And bring ourselves all the way down to the belly. The chin is in the mat. The hands are under the shoulder. The tops of the feet are down. We'll inhale up, baby cobra. Lifting chin and collarbone. Maybe we drum out the fingers here, not putting too much weight into the hands at our baby cobra. Exhale as you release. Take a breath. And put a little more weight into the hands as we inhale up, chin, collarbone, and maybe a rib or two. Keep the shoulders melting away from the ears. Deeper stretch through the front midline. Exhale as you release. We'll take a breath. And on your next inhale as you lift, bring the elbows under the shoulders. The forearms are parallel, palms in the mat. Spread the fingers wide. As we take the gaze forward, our Sphinx pose. So notice if you're lower down into the shoulders, if you are, press into those elbows. Lengthen the spine. We'll bend the right knee as we lift that foot off the ground. The thigh stays connected to the mat. And then lower right foot. Same thing, opposite side. We'll bend the left knee, lifting the left foot off of the mat. Left thigh stays connected down. And lower the left foot. Bend the right knee, lift that foot again. Lower the right foot. Lift the left. Thigh stays connected. Lower the left foot down. We'll press into the palms, take the elbows wide. Favorite cheek meets the mat. A little stretch for the neck as the shoulders relax. And then swap sides. Opposite cheek meets the mat. A little ease through the shoulders. We'll bring the chin to the mat. Bring arms down alongside body. Palms are in the mat. We'll fold or lift the right foot. That same posture as before, but this time reach back with the right hand. See if you can grab onto the foot and gently draw it in a little closer to the body. So we're deepening that stretch. The thigh stays connected to the mat still. We're drawing the heel a little closer to the hip. On an exhale, gently release. Let the right foot journey back to the mat, and then lift the left. Reach back with the left hand. You can hold the inner arch or the outer blade. Just gently draw that foot closer to the body. Mindful of how this is feeling, stopping at any point that feels right for you, especially if you feel anything pinpointed. At that point, gently back off. A little tension's all right. You want to avoid any pain. And then we'll release the left foot. We'll press into the palms and the hip. Keep the chin connected as we lift the right leg off of the mat. So the thigh lift, nice long leg. And lower the right leg down. When right toes touch, we'll lift the left. Long leg. Keep that foundation through the chin, the hips, and the palms. Lower the left leg down. Oh, I get my mat back. Now we'll fold up both legs. So we're doing that bend at the knees, reach back, bring the heels a little closer to the hips. And again, you can hold the outer edge or the inner arch. You're holding that inner arch. Notice that additional stretch that you're getting through the shoulders. And then when you're ready, we'll start to gently lift the thighs and the chin as we press the feet into the hands, big arch through the back, our downward boat. You can come in and out of the shape as you need. One more breath here. On an exhale, lower down. Release our hold on the feet. You take a little windshield wiper with the legs if you like. And then we'll meet with the feet lowered down to the mat. Hands come under the shoulders and we'll press back hips to heels, child's pose. A wonderful counter posture for all of that back work we just did. Toes near one another, knees near one another, or you could take those knees wide to the edges of the mat. A little extra space to melt into and for the body to be. We'll keep the arms gently overhead. They don't have to be perfectly straight. There can be a little bend at the elbows. Use the exhale to help you sink a little deeper. Relax the low back. One more breath here. We'll walk the hands toward the knees as we lift up. We'll rise into a kneeling posture. Staying the knees about hip width distance, curl the toes, and then gently sit the hips back. So big stretch through the feet and the ankles. We won't be here long, and if this really isn't serving you, for some it doesn't, just come out of it. Lift up, uncurl the toes, lower down, and find a comfortable seated spot. However that looks for you, let the sit bones connect down and the legs find a little ease. We'll bring the arms down alongside body. We'll inhale them up, reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice big inhale as we reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once more, nice big scoop of the air around us as we reach tall. And then exhale the hands to heart. We'll stack the right leg in front of the left, so shins are roughly parallel to one another as best we can. If you're facing the short edge of your mat, the right shin should be roughly parallel with that as well. We'll sit up tall. Start to walk the hands away as we fold forward. Only go as far as your body wants. Mindful of how that right hip is feeling. Try not to lift the hips off the mat too much. One more breath here. We'll walk the hands in as we lift up. Swap the legs. So left shin goes in front of right, and if you had it opposite last time, that's fine. Just switch it out. We'll sit up tall and walk the hands forward. Hinge at the hips. Again, listen to your body. Each side's going to be a little different. The one may be a little looser, allowing you to fold a little farther. Use your exhale. Relax the feet. Aware of how the hip is feeling. And we'll walk the hands in as we lift up and find that comfortable spot with the legs once more. Left hand goes to the mat as the right arm reaches up and over. Soften the legs. Keep the heart open. You can have a lot of ease through that upper arm. Feel the breath in the ribs. Inhale up. Exhale the right hand down. Inhale up the left. Exhale as you take it over. That lower hand is a good support on the mat. Soften through your exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale both arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center as we round out our practice today, feeling it in. I encourage you to take kind thoughts, kind words, and kind intentions with you from now until we meet again. Delight in me honors delight in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for our yoga practice this morning. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat next Tuesday. Bye, everyone.